gotta get you the fuck out of Dodge, man. We're going to Vegas tonight.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Welcome back, subscribers, and to all those people who just happen to come across this channel in curiosity of what this madness is all about. Welcome. Anyway, welcome also to session 5, I believe, of my Race to 1,000 of my Eureka strategy, which would be the second Race to 1,000 that I've done in all the videos. And this pretty much is going to be the focus of all of my craps. I don't get into too much testing of everything because I've spent literally hours, first of all, trying to work with the 4-2 and also having the sudden Eureka moment of coming across how to exponentially make the previous 4-2 method better. And I think I'm onto something here. So for that, I'm just going to keep continuing to play this on and share it with you guys. So anyway, I left off at the 10-minute mark, which once again put me, pushing with the 9 number. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and roll it out for 7, and my guess is it's going to come up pretty quick. Could be wrong, but this is based on the statistical fact, which is determined by casinos and told to me by a casino pit boss, manager, is that the average shooter only rolls 7 times before a 7 out. Are you going to have long strings? Sure. That's what a lot of these people hope for with other strategies, using, the hedge betting or the pressing, most importantly. And this one is simple. I wanted to find something that was simple, because sometimes the solutions in life are simple. Anyway, with that said, I'm rambling. We're at our 823 mark. So based on that, I'm going to hit the 1,000 or make a good attempt. And I like doing all these testings completely transparent for everybody to see. I don't like surprises. I just don't. And I tell everybody, hey, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Test this for yourself. Go out there and grab a simulator like this one. This is Wizard of Odds. Test it for yourself. Grab a piece of cardboard, for God's sakes, and put 4 numbers on there and just roll the dice. Whenever you win, all you got to do is put your money aside. It's pretty simple. You don't need to have felt. But yeah, I encourage everybody to test this on felt. And I've done so on felt. And considering right now, I'm very confident in how this is playing out on both choppy tables and long strings. I'm going to figure out, in my limited ability of figuring out anything on the internet, and maybe some of you can offer some assistance, I want to set it up to do this live. And that was originally my plan of the whole channel, is, of course, number 1, to share the information, and then number 2, set up little live things. Okay, I'm at the 3rd tier. Aiming for 1 win. There it is. And that's what I like about this too, is even with my 4-2 method, a lot of gamblers kind of get hooked, not so much on the dopamine that's created in the brain, but the rush. And I think that's where the addiction comes from. I've never had a problem with that. And that's based on a story that originally, or not a story, but a story that I have. Ooh, my gut's telling me something's up with this. My gut feeling is, I'm not liking it. I got to clear it out. My gut's screaming at me, don't do it. So I won't. And there's the 7. The previous one. So anyway, yeah, follow your gut feeling. I consider myself to be a pretty intuitive guy. I can read people very well. And I consider that a gift. Oh, yeah! At last! At last! And I'm celebrating this only because I wanted to keep track of how many times I'm going to have that happen. Do these things happen in life, in craps? Of course they do. I mean, again, no system is infallible. But I was hoping for that to happen because right now I'm trying to get an idea of where I'm at based on, based on how many sessions I've already had. So, having said that, I've had 9 sessions that I have not had a losing session. But now that I have, or 10 sessions. But anyway, it's not a losing session because I'm still almost on house money. So during that amount of time, I had a good time. I was playing pretty much all of it on house money. So for the most part, I had a great enjoyment. And, I'm not frustrated at that happening at all because I wanted that to happen so I can keep track of how often it happens. And that was important for me to share with all of you guys is to get an idea of where we were at. So anyway, with that in mind, just know I'm at 376. And with that in mind, I'm going to just go ahead and keep playing because I have a few more minutes on. So I'm not going to chase winnings or losses. I don't do that. And that's what a lot of people, I think, have problems with is not being able to control their behavior and thinking, oh my God, I just lost all that money. I have to win it back. No, you don't. Gambling should be entertainment. Yes, I do look at it as a business, and I consider treating it as such. I really, honestly, to be dead serious with you, I don't really like gambling. I really don't. Oh, wait, I lost. I should be at a higher one. It's okay. But if I do lose, I'm not going to sweat over it. It's part of the game. It's part of what happens. So you just have to learn to roll with it and not get frustrated. Most importantly, don't chase losses. It's that simple. Just don't do it. Find it within your kahunas to not only enjoy the rush of the higher level bets, but find it in your kahunas to walk away. And I say that based on the story that I saw, and I could share that with you. I have 2 minutes left. Just keep rambling as usual. I was 18 years old and I was getting ready to take off to go to the Marine Corps. And my folks thought they would, take me down to Vegas for what could have been a last trip with them. So anyway, I was sitting there. It was late at night, playing a video poker machine. And this guy walks up to a machine. And it looked to me, based on the look on his face and the energy that I had, or that he had, that he was possibly down to his last probably $2 of quarters. And I felt his energy, because again, I pick up on people's energy pretty well. Or I think I do. And as a result of that, I watched him sit down. And He looked at his hand with what could have been probably $2 in quarters again. And he reached in and he grabbed 1 quarter and he put it in the machine, pulled the handle, nothing happened. Did it again, nothing happened. He paused, lit his cigarette, and probably puffed on it a few times before he reached into his hand one more time and pulled out one other quarter in his hand. Put it in, nothing happened. It was down to his last quarter. And he sat there. And he paused and he looked at it. Now, I could pick up this dude's energy. I could almost think he had a tear in his eye as he put his quarter in and pulled the frickin' handle, and nothing happened. And I was like, whoa, that was freaking heavy. All right? So, I think in saying that, it taught me a great lesson of learning how to walk away. If your gut says something, get the freak out of Dodge. And I'll be honest, right before I lost that, my gut was a little off, but I just kept playing. So I hope you guys could also have that same discipline. If you're just not feeling it, don't do it. It's like when I was in Vegas, you know. I was sitting there playing roulette, and I had that one losing session at the very beginning on a limited bankroll because I knew I was taking off to go to Vegas or going to Thailand. All right? I didn't chase losses, but I had a bad one, and you know, so I knew I just had to accept that, you know what, today's not my day. It's just not happening. My gut feeling is just not right. Switch over games. And that's why I like playing roulette and craps, because of that very reason. But anyway, having said that, I'm way over my 10-minute mark. I'm actually happy to have found that I did, of course, exceed past that level, because it is going to happen eventually. But just know I'm still in the profit mode. If you look at it right here, I'm at 546. So even though it was a loss, I still didn't lose any money. So again, I'm going to keep building this up, and I'm going for 1,000, man. So I'm going to consider this not a losing session because I did not completely lose my entire bankroll, but I will consider it a loss for that reason, for the other reason that it just kind of happened. So I'm keeping track of my sessions, and the ones that I win, the ones that I lose. I'm not down money, so that's why I'm consistent. Anyway, with that in mind, stick around, and let's see if it happens again. I want to, once again, keep track of how often that happens, because that's important in all testing, and I want to share that with you with full transparency. Anyway, having said that, you guys have a great day, and a better tomorrow. Peace.